Are you nervous about this blood moon coming up? Let's break it down so then it's not as daunting or confusing. So we know that eclipse season always tends to pull the rug out from underneath us, but it really depends on where in your chart it's hitting. So you want to look to where Pisces and Virgo are in your chart, and they'll always be exactly opposite each other. So we have a blood moon, aka a lunar eclipse, happening in Virgo. And so this is a time of allowing whatever no longer serves purpose, particularly in the ways of being Virgoan. So pedantic, unnecessarily critical, things that aren't healthy for us. All these things are here to be relinquished and taken away. But because the planet Mars, so war, cutting, burning, is very closely tied in with this blood moon, there's going to be more of a sense of urgency and needing to act quickly. But just know that this is all a facade. So the ruler of this full moon in Virgo, which is Mercury, he is the planet of communication and logic. And so Mercury is placed in its opposite sign, Pisces. So he's quite uncomfortable here because he's in the opposite sign to what he is used to. And so because Pisces relates to dreams, emotions, and anything that is abstract. So he is trying to function through his usual calculating, clinical, neat way, but through the realms of fantasy, dreams, illusion, sensitivity. He's feeling a little bit confused, as you can probably imagine. And to top it off, he is also currently retrograde. So this in and of itself is not bad. I know there's a lot of pop astrology that loves to dive into the fear-mongering side of this, but it means that we get this time to revise. That's all a retrograde is. It's when it appears to be backtracking over a certain part of our chart or our life. So he is revisiting plans and revisiting contracts, revisiting any thoughts or processes on how we are building up our dreams, whatever that looks like to us. And so as frustrating as it can be, in short, this is a period where no amount of calculating or logic can do us any favors right now, because we need to sit in what feels uncomfortable and really truly surrender our anxieties and perfectionism and anything that's to do with overly critical and pedanticness to whatever name of the higher power it is that you want to give it. So that can be Mother Nature, it can be God, it can be spirit, whatever it is that you want to call that stunning, beautiful life force that flows through each and every one of us. And so this lunar eclipse will help us assist in, again, removing any of those superfluous stresses, anxieties, and criticism about not being enough. And how am I meant to make my dreams into reality? I need it all now. But remember, we are living in a time of instant gratification. And whether we recognize it or not, that is the time that we're living in, our brains have been rewired because of this sense of urgency. You have to respond to that email, you have to respond to that text, you have to do this now. No, you don't. You can sit and be slow and methodical and meticulous as you need, but as long as you keep moving, it doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you keep moving and don't stop. But also, paradoxically, at the same time, or I should say polaritively, knowing that you don't have to know all the answers right now. It's okay to sit in that silence of unknowing and to really, truly trust that as long as you keep moving slowly and do things in its own time, what is meant for you will come up and you can create your dreams into reality. But this is a time for creating space, meaning with lunar eclipses, they're usually times of endings. So if something feels like a big loss, or that things are collapsing all around you, as hard as it can be, it's because it's making room for you and whatever's meant to be for you, whatever it is that you're creating, wanting to bring forth from your heart, from your mind into reality. It's making room for that in order for it to grow. So ultimately, wherever Pisces and Virgo are sitting in your chart, so your life, these are the areas of life that will be affected by. And so just remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. So sit in that discomfort, befriend it. There's no need to act upon that sense of urgency. Keep building and keep trusting.